We on? Are we recording? Or is this thing on? Is my mic on? Is my mic on? I feel like shit right now. I look like I just rolled out of bed. It's because I did just roll out of bed. And I have strep throat. But if you remember, I told you that every week I was going to give you a video. Every week, come hell or high water, rain, sleet, hell, or snow. And I'm here. I showed up because you needed this. So today I'm gonna be telling you guys a little bit about how I booked three podcast interviews in like a week. It wasn't that hard. All you have to do is put in a little bit of work, a little bit of elbow grease, and you can do it too. So the way this works, and this is for a client. So it's not for me, getting a client placed on other shows to build up his brand and his street cred. I'm looking over here because this is where my notes are. So there's three things that I did. First thing I did was that I listened to, I went and looked for podcasts that made sense. You can do this in iTunes. You can do this Stitcher. It's pretty easy. So it needs to be a win-win, right? You can't go to somebody pitching your shit and it sucks, or it's a podcast about how to raise farm chipmunks, and you're going in there trying to talk about how to live a entrepreneur lifestyle. Ain't gonna work. Second thing I did was I listened to 3 episodes, a minimum of 3, so I can gauge the show, get a feel of what it was about, if it made sense or if it didn't, and then I left an iTunes review. If you the quickest way to get a podcaster to be on your team, to be on your squad, to show you some love is to give love back, and the best way to do that is through giving an iTunes review or a Stitcher review. You can do that too. A lot of people aren't doing that. That's a way to separate yourself from everybody else. Everybody's leaving iTunes reviews. Now you're going to go leave Stitcher reviews. Last thing I did was I connected with them on social media and I asked for the email. Now, this isn't hard. 3 steps. All you got to do, repeat. All you got to do is go and look for a show that makes sense. Give them something in return. Like, before you ask for anything, why would I give you something if you haven't done anything for me? Who are you to come to me and ask me for something when you don't know me and you haven't done anything for me? I mean, it's the same mentality that people are going to have when you're reaching out to them. They have an established show. You're reaching out to them trying to get something from them, but you haven't even gave them shit. Makes sense, right? The last thing you want to do is connect with them. Hit them up on Twitter. Hit them up on Facebook. I literally go and stalk people and I add them and I say, hey, I just left an iTunes review. Loved your show. Here's what I said about it. Here's a screenshot if you want to see it, if you don't believe me. And I have something that I made that may be of an interest to you. I have a guest who is a rock star who's killing it right now, who I think could deliver tons of value to your show, but I need your email. Right? Reciprocity, Cialdini. You do something for somebody, they're more inclined to do something for you back. So I'm actually going to write a blog post on this and give you guys the full step-by-step playbook. I know a lot of people aren't giving out stuff like this. They're trying to charge you for it because they're quote-unquote experts. So I'm going to just give it all away for free. And then you can have it, and you can do the same thing. Because, I'm not worried about it. I'm not scared. People are like, oh, you're going to create competition. I don't care. I'm in my own league, baby. I'm all right. So I can give away stuff free to my loyal fans, to my loyal listeners, to the people that are showing up here every week to check out these videos and read the blog posts over at Podpaired HQ. That's podpaired.com, by the way. And lastly, before I get out of here, I want to tell you guys that I'm going to be at Podcast Movement. Are you going? Are you going to be there? If not, you should, because everybody's going to be there. I'm actually giving a TEDx style talk for the I think it's like PMX slash not PMS, PMX, and that's going to be really cool. But hey, I'm not here to talk about that. I wanted to see if you're going to be there so we can have some coffee, so we can have beer, maybe share some podcast war stories about being in the trenches. I want to see you there. As always, leave a comment below. Share with me if you're using the strategy, what you think. And if you're going to be at Podcast Movement, hit me up on Twitter, at Vernon Foster. That's the quickest way to get me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, too, at Vernon Foster. And I would love to connect with you guys. out there at Podcast Movement. And yeah, keep it real until then, man. Peace.